15-year-old Kenyan who lives in France, and at the moment he's taking part in skiing. He started skiing at a very young age, and his goal is to represent Kenya in the future. Here is his story.
So my name is Issa Laborde. I live in France. I am 16 years old, and I do ski from my 2 years old.
My name is Josephine Laborde. I'm Issa's mom.
The next year, I'm going to do my first FIS races. It's an international race, a different international race during the season to be qualified at Youth Olympic Games, World Championships, and Olympic Games. I do giant and slalom. It's different part of alpine ski. I born in station, so in resort, ski resort, and my dad who is a rescue patrol. So he worked at in ski, and I born with everybody of my friends do ski. So it's like naturally to do ski when you live in a ski resort. So I do ski like this, and I like it, and yes.
He was just curious to touch the snow, and since the dad was a rescue patrol on the mountains. Normally children who stay on the resorts are kind of curious to touch the snow and play with it. So he just started playing on the ground with the snow, and he got just to like it. And normally children who stay on the resorts, we have schools that propose lessons for them. So it's just a proposal, and they either like it or not. That's how he started skiing.
I contact the NOC, and we normally have some help to buy my material, my training, but it's very expensive. So we're going to see how I'm going to do, but it's a bit difficult. We go with the feeling.
We've never received any sponsorships. We've tried to work hard. And his dad, who's been working on the mountains, had already, as a rescue patrol, he's already worked on renting ski materials. So he knew how to repair them. And so what we did, instead of buying new materials like in skiing boots, he used to get some second-hand ones and repair them and give him to Issa. That's how we managed to save the part of financial. And since he didn't have this idea of representing Kenya before, the Kenyan government didn't know about it until 2022, last year, when we contacted the NOC, asking them if Kenya can be interested in winter sports, because my son wants to join and probably join Sabrina, who's already there. And they told us, of course, yes, we need, and we would like to support him and encourage him. Up to now, we have not we have none of the support, either sponsorship of anything, and that's the hard part of it, because when NOC accepted this, we hoped, or we didn't know how it goes. Does Kenya come on supporting such athletes who are outside, who wants to do this? They, the parents who should do it. But I made it known to the NOC that before we could support Issa financially, but from the age of 16, where they start the FIS points and competition, those FIS points are expensive, and these athletes need sponsorships, and they need their countries who can follow them. If he chose to represent France should, from FIS level, start supporting him. But he chose Kenya. We've communicated this with the NOC, and they have talked to us, explaining how the financial part of sports need to be divided and shared. They told us they'll support a little bit of it, at least for the materials and for the first FIS qualifications. And once he's qualified, normally they should come behind and support him financially. In the meantime, he should be joining a school in September where NOC proposed and promised to follow him up.
For now, I want to go to at Youth Olympic Games 2024, and I hope I'm going to réussir. And after, I'm going to see my level and to participate to Olympic game in Italy in 2026.
He once came across Sabrina Simade's car during their training camp in Austria, and he told me, when he came back home, he told me, I saw a car written Kenya ski team. We have a Kenya ski team, and that's why we came to learn more about Sabrina, and just seeing the colors of Kenya on the mountains motivated the whole family.
Sabrina Simada of Kenya.
I like it. She's an example for me. I see her in a World Cup, World Championship in Courchevel this year, and I meet her.
We kind of love sports, and on the side of the winter, when Issa talked about representing Kenya, we all felt that we wanted to share the snow and the mountains with Kenyans. And the big message is just sharing and kind of working together, collaborating, and not only sports, because when he talked on the resort where he trains, and he said, I want to represent Kenya, they were all very curious, saying, Kenya in winter sports, this is great. We'd like to be behind you and support you.
Well, Issa Laborde following in